good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are connecting from. This is your friend Okwemi Stephen in the School of Learning and Development. So today I'm going to be speaking about applying Azure Disk Encryption to a Windows virtual machine. So what is Azure Disk Encryption? Let's first of all start. I love to explain before I go into the demo so that you can understand what you're actually doing. So Azure Disk Encryption helps secure and protect your data, ensuring your organization meets its security and compliance obligation. Azure Disk Encryption helps protect and safeguard your data in Azure Virtual Machine, which is your VM, by providing full disk encryption for both the OS, which is the operating system disk, and data uh, disks. So now this Azure Disk Encryption can also be applied on Linux VM. So if you look at for Linux, say the Azure Disk Encryption uses the DM encrypt feature of Linux for encryption, which is the device mapper. While for the Windows VM, leverage on the bits local feature of Windows for full disk encryption. So I'm going to be doing on the Windows VM. So now the Azure Disk Encryption is integrated with Azure Key Vaults. It's integrated with what? With Azure Key Vault, which is allowing you to control and manage the disk encryption keys and secrets. So that is what the Azure Key Vault does. Now look at this. Say your key vaults and VM must reside in the same region and subscription. So, which means that when you want to do this now, your key vault has to be in the same region where you have your VM, and it has to be with the same word subscription. Okay, so we are going to look at that in our demo. Now, supported VM and operating system. Now, if you look at the supported VM, then Windows VM are available in a range of sizes, which is the Azure VM are available in a range of of sizes. Now, Azure Disk Encryption is supported on the generation 1 and generation 2. We just call it Gen 1. So when you hear Gen 1 means generation 1, when you hear Gen 2 means generation 2 VM. So Azure Disk Encryption is also available for VM with premium storage. With premium what? Storage. Now, Azure Disk Encryption is not available on basic and what? The A series VM or on virtual machine with less than 2 gig of RAM. So can you see that? So you need to take note of that. Say the Azure Disk Encryption is not available on the basic. So if what you have is the basic one, it's not available on the A series VMs or on a virtual machine with a less than 2 gig of RAM. Now let's look at the supported operating system. We have the Windows client, which is the Windows 8, and um, and thereabout, and we have the Windows Server, which is a Windows Server 2019, 16, 2022, and thereabout. And we have the Windows 10 Enterprise multi-section and thereabout. So I'm going to be using the Windows Server. So now, the demo. Now, this is what we are going to create. I'm going to show you how to create. I think I've done a video on how to create your Azure VM, but I'm going to show you how to do that again. So we're going to create the Azure VM and then enable the disk encryption, then deploy the Azure Key Vault, and then confirm that encryption has been applied to that particular VM. Yeah, thank you, and let us jump now to the demo. Now, this is my portal. Now, here I'm on my Azure portal. You all know how to log into your portal. You just go to your portal.azure.com. portal.azure.com. So when you go in there, now the first thing I need to create, because like I said, I'm going to create the VM first. You're going to create the VM. So the first thing I need to do, I need to create before creating the VM, as you all know by now, is to create your resource group. So you can come up here and search for your resource group. Just type resource group. You can see that is what you have there. Click on that, and then you now click on create. Or if you have anyone you've created before, you can use it, but just ensure that when you are creating your VM, it has to be in the same region where you have your resource group. So now this is my resource group. Now here I'm going to just give it a name. Let me just give it a name. Let me say Azure Disk. Yeah, so now I'm going to leave it at this particular region, which is the East US, and this is my subscription. So don't forget, you have to click on your subscription. Make sure you select the subscription. If you have multiple subscription, so make sure you select the one you want to make use of. So I'm going to be using this particular subscription. Click on next review, and then validation passed, and then click on create. So now I've created my resource group. So the next thing I need to do is to create my VM. So you go here, same way you search for your VM, just type VM, virtual machine. So that is it. You click on it. Now, when you do that, you come up here and click on your create. Click on create here and click on Azure virtual machine. So here you come up here, click on your subscription, which is what we use for the resource group. So here you come up here and then select that resource group you created earlier on. So here I'm going to look for my resource group here, and then I'll just click on that. And here I'm going to give my virtual machine a name. Then here I'm going to put it on this same region. You can see. So make sure you take note of that. Now my availability option here, I'm going to click on no infrastructure redundant. Why? Because this is just a demo. This is a lab and not my production environment. So I'll just click on that for the purpose of this demo. And then here your image, you come up here, and then here I'm going to select my Windows Server 2019. So let me use it. So you see that my Windows Server 2019 data center, you can see you have Gen 2. Can you see that? So from the requirements, either use the generation 1 or use what? The generation 2. So I'm going to be using this particular one. So you click on that. So when you do that here, you go down here and then click on your disks. So you can see that it said it does not support the A series disk. So I'm just going to click on this particular one here. Yeah, it's cheaper for me. So I'll just click on this and then give it my username. I can say yeah, let me just give it that name. And then I will now create my password. Create my password. Yeah, here again, type the same password, and then you go here. This. Just leave it the way it is default. Then click on your next. When you click on your next, then here you have the disk type. You can see here it said it support what the premium disk. You can see. So if you use the basic, it's not going to work. So I'm going to leave it on this what premium. So premium SSD. Then here I'll come up here, go back and then click on my next. Then here I will leave it the way it is. Here, come up here, click on next. Uh, yeah, just leave it where it is. Just click on next. It's just a lab. And here, this boot diagnosis, I can just say disable. I don't need that. Yeah, click on next. Click on your next. Next. Yeah. Now it's going to pass through some validation. Yeah, my validation is passed. So I can now click on create. So this might take a little time, maybe probably like, it depends, 2-3 minutes. Yeah. So you can see that now my deployment is now in progress. So it's not trying to what, create that the VM I need to make use of. So let's wait while this gets completed. Yeah. Okay, my deployment is now complete. So can you see now the deployment is now uh complete. So here I'll now click on my resource group. So I'll click on that. Now, so once you click on your resource group, it brings you to this particular environment here. So now let me just make a duplicate of this tab, like duplicate. Just want to show you something. So if I go to my resource group and then I click on that particular resource group I created, oh, yes, this is my resource group. Yeah, this is it. So you can see what was created for me. You can see I have my virtual machine, I have my public IP address, I have my NSG, you see, so I have my other things that has been created there for me. So now let me go back to this. Now I'm now on my VM. This is my VM here. I'm on my VM. So on this VM here, you come to this place here where you have your settings and you now click on Disk. Can you see that? And you click on this your Disk. So when you click on that, when you click on Disk, so you now come up here and click on additional settings. Click on this additional settings. So when you click on your additional settings, you now come up here. You can see you have disk to encrypt. Can you see that you have disk to encrypt? So click on this and now click on OS and data disk. That OS which system and data disk. So click on that. When you click on that, you now come down here. You can see here you have where you have your key votes. Now under this your key votes here, there's nothing here. You click on create new keyboard. Now here automatically it will take you where you now need to go and create your key. So here it will take you automatically where you need to go and create your key vote. So you come up here and now click on your subscription. Like I said, you must make sure it's inside. You are using the same subscription. You can see it. So this is my subscription I'm making use of. So please take note of that. And my resource group, you can see it now. This is my resource group here being selected for me. Then here I have my key vote name. So I can come up here and now give it a name. Let me say, okay, let me just choose this. You can see it, that name already is already in use. Okay, let me just put a number, 01 C. Okay, yeah, so that's it. And then my region, you can see this is where I have my VM and also my resource group. So this region, so take note of that, click on that. And this your price here, just leave it on this standard. Then you can now come up here, click on your create. I'll click on next. Yeah, let's click on create. Yeah, so that will be created for you uh within the next split of seconds. Yeah, I forgot to tell you where you have your retention days, so you can change the days whether to 90, 180, or 7. So it depends on you. So you can change that retention days if you want to. Now, after that has now been created for you, you can see it's still under the same settings. You can see you have your key vote. You can see selected there. And then here where you have your key, you come up here, you can see nothing is there. So now click on create to create your key. Click on that. And then here is going to open a box for where you now need to put a name. So to create a name, I can say key. Yeah, I can just give it any name and then just click on my create. Yeah, this just leave it the way it is by default. Yeah, click on create. So please, your naming policy is quite very, very important when you are working in an organization. So every organization has their naming convention, how you name resources in your environment. So please just take note of that. So if you are no longer in that organization, they can easily find things when you are no longer there. So that naming policy, naming convention is quite very, very important when you are creating your resources. Okay, now you can see this has now been created for me. You can see it's now populated there for me. So just if it's not there, just click on that and make sure you select it. So once you are done with that, just click on save. So now you can see that deployment is now complete. So just click on go to your resource. Yeah, so now I will go back to my virtual machine. Yeah, click on my virtual machine. And then, yeah, this is my virtual machine. Click on that. And then when you do that, click on your disk. Yeah. So when you click on your disk, so you can see that you can see your encryption is there. And then if you click on your extension plus application, so that is going to show you that provisioning succeeded. So which is that has been done. So now we now need to connect. So now I'll go back to my VM. Just click on this connect here, and then come to your RDP. You said download RDP file. Yeah, that's download for you. Come up here. Gonna open it. Let me drag it. Yeah, and then click on connect. Yeah, it's gonna request for my password, and then I'm gonna give it put in the password I created. Yeah, so come up here, put in your password, and then yeah, we're trying to connect to that VM now to confirm what has been done. Yeah, now my VM is connecting. Yeah, click on yes. Once you do that, then you go to your search and just type bits locker. Just type bits locker. Yeah, and then click on manage bits locker. Click on your manage bits locker. So when you have your Windows C drive BitLocker on, so can you see it now? So the BitLocker is on. So which means that we have successfully what encrypt this particular just to secure the Azure Disk Encryption on a Windows virtual machine. I hope you have really gained a lot from this short tutorial. And yeah, for more information, for more things, so you can just check the Microsoft documentation. Yeah, it's there. You can read more to understand this Azure Disk encryption. Yeah, thank you very much for taking out your time to watch this video. I really appreciate all my subscriber. I thank you for taking your time to watch this video. If this is your first time, please kindly subscribe to this my YouTube channel, like, comment, share, and I will really be grateful for that. Yeah. Thank you very much. See you some other time again. Yeah. Bye bye.